should you be buying the OnePlus 9 in 2022? From a price point perspective, well, yeah. Am I keeping it? Well, let's find out. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos. Today we're talking about the OnePlus 9 and is it worth it in 2022? Should you be buying it in 2022? And for the price point at $529 right now on the website, it's a no-brainer. This is going to hold you through the next couple years. It is a great phone. You're not going to regret this phone, in my personal opinion. Now, I'm looking at it and comparing it to the OnePlus 8T. I have made other videos previously on the OnePlus 8T, comparing it to this, comparing it to the price points and the OnePlus 8. I will leave those links below. Do take a look. And of course, I do have the Samsung 22 Ultra, which is like the next step up. And I got to tell you, when you're looking at all these phones for a day-to-day use case scenario, doing your work, going online, taking pictures, doing all the regular things that people do with phones, just not much difference. It's not going to change your life if you go for one great phone versus another great phone, one lower phone versus that great phone, et cetera, et cetera. The flagships are flagships because they have the best of the best on there, but are you even going to use all the features? And that's where I'm looking at it when I'm looking at comparing the different phones. Now, if you go on the website right now, this is the OnePlus 9 on for $529. This 8T is on for $349. And then you do have the 10 that is out, and you're looking at that price point and you're saying, okay, that's $899, but you can get the 9 Pro for $799. And you're like, whoa, which phone would be best? And then if I'm comparing the OnePlus 10 to the Samsung S22s, like you're sitting there going, well, it's based on the chips and what the phones can do, and then what is the value you're getting out of it altogether? And this is where we look at it in terms of price point and saying to ourselves, what's our budget and where's our time, energy, and money? Now, when I'm looking at this phone and upgrading from the 8 T and saying, okay, I've been using that. My mom started using it, and now I decided I need another 5G phone. I went and bought this one, and I'm not going to be keeping this because there's an issue with the 5G here in Canada. I will make a separate video of that for the Canadians, so do subscribe. And like this phone, no big difference than the 8T. It is awesome though because it's got a faster chip and you can get your work done like the other phone. You're not going to see a big difference. However, in terms of length of time of usage, well, this will last like that extra year. It's going to get that extra year of updates too, you name it. But overall, from the 8T, I didn't see any slowdowns. I didn't see any issues. I'm expecting the same thing from this phone. And I honestly, when I'm holding one or the other and I'm just swapping the cards, I don't know that in my mind, it doesn't stick that I have the 9 in my hands compared to the 8T. It's kind of like the same feeling and it's getting the same kind of things done. When I'm looking at it in terms of the battery, a little bit longer lifeline than the 8T. I'm assuming the 9 Pro and then the 10 will be better with battery. But I mean, overall, like I've never run out with battery with these phones because of that warp charge. And that warp charge is phenomenal for me. Camera wise, it's a camera. I mean, I have $5,000 cameras here, and when I compare the phones, they do what they do, and they're good at what they do. And when I compare them between the 8T, the 9 here, or the Samsung, the Ultra, I mean, when you're doing side by side shots, the Ultra does shine, but like they're all kind of similar. When you're looking at it in terms of the front facing camera, and that's where the S22 Ultra really shined, was like it's this amazing camera in the front compared to these. However, can you get the job done with this front facing camera? Yes. So can you do things that you need to do? Yes. But is the name brand on here, this, the camera that made the deal with OnePlus, and they're providing this amazing camera so they can get their name recognition out there? Is it making a life-changing, game plan for this phone and for anybody using it? No, it's not. And when you look at the OnePlus 10 and what I'm seeing from all these reviewers that are going, "Oh my God, it's amazing." Now, for those reviewers that are like, yeah, there's an upgrade, but not that much. Kudos. But for most people that I'm seeing online that are like, all like, oh my God, it's not an oh my God moment. It's just another camera on here and it's taking good pictures and you're going to see the quality that's going to be there. It's not going to be the best of the best when you compare it to the top phones right now, but it's going to be up there and you're going to get your good pictures out and you'll be happy with them because you're not going to be comparing them side by side. Now, when you do compare them side by side, you do see that difference. And yes, it might bother you if you see that, but how many times do you do that? That's one thing. Now, from a video perspective, it does the job. It's really good. And overall, like this phone for 529, you can't lose. You can't. And in fact, with the AT for 349, you can't lose. You're going to be looking at this and saying again, it is this idea of time, energy, and money and what you're doing on your phone. And if you have a slow phone right now, a cracked screen, the battery, whatever, bumping up to this phone, this will last you a couple years here, like several years. And I'm looking at it, I'm saying this will last me at least 2 to 3 years. So when I look at this phone, I go to myself, okay, at 529 plus the taxes, whatever you are, say $600, it's about $200 or $300 per year, depending on how long you're going to keep it. And I say to myself, is that a good price point for me to get the job done? That's it. The 5G on here works great if you're in most places. If you're in Canada, you have to make sure you go in there, change the settings, this and that. Again, another video I'll be making. I'll leave that link below. And the idea is very simple here. You get a quick phone that does the job for 529 and you're off to the races. Now, if you are looking to upgrade from one of the previous phones to this because of the camera or certain features, hmm, if you're looking to upgrade to the 10 version, I haven't tried it, but that's the one I'd probably be upgrading to and spending that extra money to get to that. I wouldn't go to the 9 Pro because for that extra $100, you can go to the next iteration of these phones. So this is my thought process. If you're at the 8T or the 8 or the 7T, I wouldn't go for one of these phones unless it's budget related. I would just jump up to the 10 and you're going to have that phone for the next 3 to 4 years since if you do have like, a 7T, for instance, you're probably one of those people that changes phones every 4 years or so. So the thought process is simple as that. Take your time with looking at all the features, looking at what people are talking about. But when you do go and check out those reviews, the question is like, are they going to be doing the day-to-day stuff that you do? And when they're comparing the cameras and they're comparing all those different features, are you going to be using all of those? And is it just something that you need to get your work done and be able to go on social media and take a couple pictures here and there? And if that's the case, then you got yourself a phone right here. My name is Nikos. Leave your comment below. Have you been using the OnePlus 9? Do you have the 8T? Are you thinking of upgrading to the 10? What are your thoughts? If you do have the 10, leave your comment below. And of course, check out these two videos.